Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have an Opuntia ficus-indica cactus, the most common cactus on the Canary Islands. Actually, for almost 100 years this cactus was the base of the economy of the whole islands. Well, but when I decided to do videos about impressive old fruit trees, I never expected to do one on Opuntia ficus-indica. Because, well, to be honest, it doesn't really produce impressive old trees. But look at this thing here. It's very strange. A very strange Opuntia ficus-indica plant. I mean, there are Opuntia species here in the Canary Islands which grow like this. Opuntia galapagea can be found in some gardens, and Opuntia tomentosa is even escaped and grows wild on most of the bigger islands. Oh Madonna! But this is clearly Opuntia ficus-indica. It's not Opuntia galapagea, which has all those thick brown spines. It's not Opuntia tomentosa because it's not tomentosa at all. Well, the fruit in this area right now are not very good after a couple years of drought. This is clearly Opuntia ficus-indica fruit. The plant is not even that big. I've seen Opuntia ficus-indica which grow to about, well, actually it's quite big. It's 3.5 meters. I've seen big Opuntia ficus-indica plants, but they never looked like a tree. They look like a shrub. And look at this here. It has a trunk about 30 centimeters or a foot across. Well, let's put my size 45 Crocs here. So it's, yeah, pretty much 1 foot across, and the trunk is a little bit over 2 meters tall, because I can stand underneath it without touching the lower branches. So this Opuntia ficus-indica has a trunk, a real trunk. Normally you would expect this tree crown to grow directly on the ground. Very interesting. It's straight. It's quite, yeah, it's straight. It's about the same thickness everywhere. I thought, well, maybe this is maybe something happened, like it grew between those bushes, and then somebody broke off the lower branches. Well, they broke off a couple of the lower branches, as you can see here. But still, it doesn't change the fact that it grows straight with a real trunk. But then I also saw those young plants. Those 3-4 young plants here. Look at them. One quite small here. And oh, now I got into the spines. And 3 more here. I guess they came from paths which dropped to the ground, like those here. A lot of them form new trees actually. Well, new plants actually. Those two seem to be one single plant. But look at them. They grow straight upwards. All 4 of the young plants. This one is very straight with a very well expressed trunk. This one also. This one not so much. The third one, it's a little bit more zigzagging, but still. Also those, between the single pads, those, how shall I say, yeah, those separations between the single pads are very much pronounced, even when the trunk is already much older. Well, up here, yeah, already showed you this. The 4th and small one also grows like this. So I guess it's something genetic, because the big plant and its clones, which came from those fallen pads, all 5 of them seem to have the same thing. Grow straight up, and then It produces a crown where the single branches, the single pads, they grow downwards again. Quite unique, folks. Well, I mean, I had to climb down here from the road up there, and I wasn't sure if it would be worth the trouble. Finally, I did it. But yeah, now I think this is really worth the trouble, because I've never seen an Opuntia ficus-indica like this. I also thought, could it be a hybrid with Opuntia tomentosa or with Opuntia galapagea, but no, it's not tomentosa at all. And the fruit are very distinct. This fruit is very dry and badly developed, but it's definitely an Opuntia ficus-indica fruit. And by the way, when the Opuntia ficus-indica was the base of the Canary Islands economy and the whole islands were covered with cactus plantations, they didn't do it for the fruit, they didn't do it for the pets, they did it for the cochineal lice which live on the cactus. Nowadays they produce food coloring for stuff like martini and Campari and some other foodstuffs, but in the 19th century this was the main dye for dyeing clothes and many other things red. Really funny, but this it's really strange. I'm here in a remote valley of the Anaga Mountains, and I never expected to find anything like this. Up from the road, it looks strange, but it didn't look that impressive. It looked like maybe the whole plant is about 2 meters tall, but now just the trunk is 2 meters tall, and together with everything, 3.5 meters. And there are also those 4 clones of it which grow in the same way. So my hypothesis now is that this is just a new genotype which developed and which probably has some advantages in places with a lot of competition from other shrubby plants. Please tell me your ideas. Have you ever seen an Opuntia ficus-indica which looks like this? Or do you maybe think it's a different cactus? Look at it. It looks exactly like the Opuntia ficus-indica which are typical for here. It's like a mix between the traditional ones with more spines and the ones developed with less spines in order to be able to scrape off the cochineal easier. Please tell me what you think. I think it's just a mutation, a new genotype of Opuntia ficus-indica, which maybe started right here at this very spot. So folks, tell me your opinion. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful island of Tenerife, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.